What's up, guys? It's your boy Yoshimitsu Kana coming back at you with another video. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. You know, I like to kind of just go off the dome and sort of have a just like a honest discussion about gaming with you guys. And it's taken me a while because these aren't easy to find. I think I'm gonna start building some of my own, but we're gonna do another build your collection video where we decide based on the budget we have and the games listed below, what should we do and what should we keep, what should we cut. So I thought this would be fun. I'm trying to find very specific ones, but as it stands right now, I'll kind of just take any of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of lists. I'm going to do some videos on that. So I hope you guys enjoy this type of content. Let me know if you do. And yeah, let's just kind of jump into it. So we currently have $20. That is all we're allowed to get. We can't have $1 more or $1 less. So starting at the $2 tier, looks like we have The Sims, the original, Pokemon Snap for Nintendo 64, FIFA Football 2003, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and the original Tomb Raider. And then in the $3 tier, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, which I'm assuming is the very first one on the Sega Genesis. And then we have Halo 2 on Xbox, obviously. And then Animal Crossing for the GameCube, Crash Bandicoot for PS1. And then WF No Mercy. I don't know what system that's on. Then we have The Simpsons Hit and Run starting off at the $4 tier. We have Metroid. And then we have Super Mario World, Red Dead Redemption 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then finally, as we get to our cream of the crop, we get to the $5 tier, which is Zelda Breath of the Wild, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, GoldenEye, Zelda Ocarina of Time, and Super Mario 64. So, I think I'm going to start off at the $2 tier first. I think that's a good spot to start off at, just because kind of work up to those big boys. So $2 tier, this is actually kind of a tough tier for me personally. I loved Pokemon Snap growing up. It was a fun game I played with my family. I mean, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is also up there. I preferred the third one, so that one makes it a little bit easier, but the original Tomb Raider makes this really hard because I love Tomb Raider. It's one of my favorite series. So I think we're gonna have to just give the edge to Tomb Raider this time around. Not that I think Pokemon Snap might not come back, but you know, based on our budget, I could have 2 games in the $2 tier, but I don't think it's good enough to warrant to be put in there yet. So we're just gonna go with Tomb Raider and just see how we feel about that as we keep going. So in the $3 tier, we have many heavy hitters. Halo 2 is a very obvious one. The original Sonic, Green Hill Zone, the original GameCube Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot, and I'm not a big fan of wrestling games, so that one is an easy no for me. I'm obviously gonna have to put Crash. I think that game is just way too iconic for me to not include on this list. So personally, that's honestly what I'm gonna go for, because I love platformers. I think Crash Bandicoot is one of the best, and yeah, I think it 100% deserves to be in my game collection. Now I'm gonna do something a little different. Instead of going to the next tier, we're also gonna put Halo 2. That's right, 2 $3 tier games, because I mean, it's fucking Halo 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to beat Halo 2, honestly. Like, in terms of the story, the gameplay, the multiplayer, all of it is just so damn good. And I feel like I don't really like first-person shooters very often, but Halo 2, in my opinion, is probably like the epitome of Halo and first-person shooters in general. Fond memories, and I love it still to this day. So next, we're gonna get to the $4 tier. We have quite a few to choose from. Simpsons Hit and Run, although I think it's a lot of fun. I haven't played it in a very long time, granted, but I don't think it holds up as well as the other games in this category, so we're just not gonna go with that one. Metroid, I'm gonna have to just say no, mainly because I've never even played Metroid. So, you know, if you want to crucify me in the comments, you can. I'll check it out at some point, but it's gonna be a no for me. Now, what's really close to me just saying yes is Super Mario World. I think I personally, in my opinion, I think that's the best Mario game ever created. I mean, there's so many great Mario games, so anybody could ever have one of their favorites, but I think that's like my top tier Super Mario, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this list, mainly because one, nostalgia, obviously. I mean, if you grew up playing Super Mario World, it's hard to, let that go, mainly because Super Mario, it has the music, it has the world, it has the colors, it has the fun map, the little hidden levels, all the little things you can do. And even when I was in college, I was building Super Mario worlds in this sort of game creator engine thing that I had gotten from my teacher. So it's so hard to top Super Mario World, in my opinion. It's so hard. So we're definitely gonna have to put that on there. Now, Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm going to be honest, and this might give me a lot of hate. I did not like Red Dead Redemption 2 that much. I know that might be unpopular, and you know what, maybe if I go back and revisit it, I might change my tune, but I personally didn't see what all the hype was about. Again, maybe I just wasn't into it, but there became a point in time where I just felt like I just got so bogged down by everything, and I just couldn't keep going, so I'm gonna pass on this one. I think I might play Red Dead 2 just to see if my perception of it changes, but I remember it being not as great as I had anticipated and how it was built up to be in the media, so I'm gonna pass on that one. And then Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. This is a tough one. So if we go with Super Smash Brothers, Ultimate, then we don't have enough money for a $5 tier game, which I want to have at least one in each category. Now, could we potentially sacrifice maybe Crash Bandicoot in 3? I don't think so, mainly because I think Super Smash Brothers, while I mean it is incredible, I've played many hours of it, I just don't think it has the staying power of some of the picks that I have. Like Tomb Raider started a whole genre. Crash Bandicoot it didn't start a genre, but it was the like apex of the genre, made everything better. Halo 2, obviously it's incredible. And then Super Mario World, I mean, it's hard to top that. So I might get Rin for this, but I'm gonna have to pass on Super Smash Brothers. Yep, that's right. We're gonna pass on Super Smash Brothers. So finally, we are at the $5 tier. Now, this is kind of tough. Zelda Breath of the Wild. I really love the game. I didn't beat it. I didn't play it all the way through. It's definitely in contention against all the other games up here, so we'll just kind of pass that one for now. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that's a hard pass for me. I do not like Grand Theft Auto very much. GoldenEye 007, while I think this game, when it came out and when I was playing it back then, I feel like it was one of the best games to ever exist. I remember getting the golden gun and absolutely going murderous intent on my uncle and my dad when we played multiplayer. So maybe we could put it there, but in all honesty, I just don't think the game holds up. The controls are bad, the aiming's not great. I think in a speedrunner sense, I think it's a wet dream. But when it comes to an overall game, just from a casual standpoint, I just don't think it holds a candle. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that one. Now, this is where we kind of get really dire. We have Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64. So let's just go ahead and take Breath of the Wild out of the conversation at this moment because it doesn't hold a candle to these two, in my opinion, okay? Now, personally, I did not grow up playing Zelda Ocarina of Time. I always wanted it, but I could never get a copy of it when I was a child, so I had to play Majora's Mask, which still a great game, but I was not very good at that game either. So it's hard for me to put Zelda up there, but I did play it with the updated version on the Nintendo DS several years ago, and I remember really loving it and being very in love with the world and the temples and the gameplay. But when it comes to the original, which is put on here, I'm still very infatuated by the gameplay of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think there's still something to be said about actually playing the original, but I don't think I could put it in here unless I played it and beat it. Now, there were times, obviously, that I was able to maybe rent it for a day or two, but even then, you're not getting very far. I mean, I remember renting it and I couldn't get out of the first village because I just skipped all the dialogue. So, I'm gonna have to pass on Ocarina of Time, and that's gonna take us down to Super Mario 64. Now, a game that I had no trouble finding and playing was this game. I have a hard time believing there is somebody on this world who has played Mario 64 and not thought at least a little highly of it. So I'll be honest, I think it's easily one of the best games ever created. It started a whole genre, and the fact that there's 2 Super Marios on my list is kind of surprising, but if I had to pick 2 of my favorite Super Marios, it's these 2. So they kind of just knocked it out of the park with that. So kind of starting from the beginning, we selected Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, Halo 2, Super Mario World, and Super Mario 64. Now, this kind of leaves us in a pickle because we have $20 and we're only at 17. So looking at the $3 tiers and the $2 tiers, I don't think there's really anything I would add personally. I would honestly rather add a $4 tier with Super Smash Bros, but we don't have that in our budget. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to include Pokemon Snap from the $2 tier, and then just make it 19, and then we just keep that dollar for however much candy was back when Pokemon Snap was out, like a 90-cent candy or something like that. So unfortunately we didn't hit the goal of 20, but we managed to stay under the budget at the very least. So there was a lot of great games on here, and just because I didn't select one doesn't mean I didn't like it. I did play a FIFA game growing up. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is obviously really great. The Sims, I mean, I didn't play the original, but my parents did, or my mom did, and my sister did, and they loved it. And you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, it's hard not to love him. Animal Crossing, I know, has a huge fan base, and I played the new one and I loved it. I know there are people out there that like wrestling games. I just don't. It's not for me. You know, The Simpsons Hit and Run, again, to reiterate, I think it's a good game. It's just I don't think it holds up today. Metroid I have never even touched, so I don't have a comment on it, but from the fan base that it garners, I think it is definitely worth playing. So maybe I might play it at one point. Red Dead, again, guys, maybe I was in the wrong frame of mind when I played it. So maybe if you guys convince me, I might check it out and play it again, just because I may be wrong. So, and then Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, that is the one that kills me the most, not being on this list. If I had to do any type of deletion, I would 100% make room for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate because it is great. And then Zelda Breath of the Wild, while ultimately I think it's great, I did not like the weapon breaking mechanics. That was my least favorite aspect of the game, but it is still a great game. There's just a couple of problems. Grand Theft Auto, not a Grand Theft Auto guy. It's just kind of who I am. I know that the game garners a lot of attention and a lot of praise. Personally, I'm just not into it. And then 007, well, ultimately, I think if we were looking at this list back then when these games were in circulation, I think that it would be up here, but as it stands right now, it just does not hold up very well at all. So, and then Zelda Ocarina of Time, this one only hurts because I really want to play the original. Finding a copy of it can be a challenge, but maybe one day I'll get around to maybe streaming it or something, just because I think it is a very special piece of history when it comes to gaming in general. So, you know, it might be something worth looking into, but ultimately I'm quite happy with this list. I don't like the fact we're $19, but you know, you can't win them all. So thank you, Switch KRS, for posting this. I really appreciate it. Go give them a follow on Instagram. I don't really know what their content is like. I don't really follow them, but I'm sure they also have gaming related content. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this. Hopefully I'm gonna see if I can get more of these build your collections. I really enjoy doing these in a more lax sense of just kind of riffing about games that I've played and just the history of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense. Take off your ring fingers and your rings and just run around outside, whatever it is you like to do. I just hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.